Good afternoon, everybody. It's Mike. It is um, December 28th. It is Thursday, and this is the final daily market recap and option flow update of the year, as I am not trading tomorrow here at this point. Netflix weekly 197.50 calls just got hit. So let's get into it today. What do we have today? Forget what the markets did today. The markets did nothing, which is probably the best thing we could have asked for. What happened today? That we gapped up and we sold off and Qs. We did the same thing on the SPY, and we did the same thing on the IWM. Right? All in all, nothing happened today. No big deal. So what did happen today? Netflix. I just got off the phone with Thinkorswim, and I want to teach you guys a lesson about Thinkorswim here. And we'll go over this again tonight. So you guys saw me trimming some of my Netflix calls and working on it here. I had the Jan 195s that were very underwater coming into today, right? I started trimming some once I was green. So once I hit 365, I got to 385. I sold 6, and I had 4 left, which I was going to hold. And I went to put a sell order in at 470. And you see this little icon here? See how it says locked or not? They play with this. It unlocked, and when I entered it, I got filled instantly at 417 when I went to put the order in. So my fault, because now I could have gotten out at 5 or 510 or even higher here. But that said, it still turned in from a red trade to a green trade, and I'm out of my my 195s here, unfortunately. I was planning to hold them. I would have gotten filled at 470 anyway. I'm not around tomorrow, but I wanted to show you guys this because you have to be careful with TOS. Even when you click on that thing, it unclicks it all the time. See? See what it does? They don't want you to lock it in. I'm really convinced they're doing this on purpose. By the way, I got 50 free trades for this. So I yelled at them, and they entered it like, yeah, we know. I'm like, yeah, you know, but you don't fix it, right? See how they unlock it? You have to go in every time and lock it. Otherwise, they're going to move it. So if you put in a price here, let's say I want to buy 10. Let's say I want to buy 10 at $1, let's say 35. They will start adjusting it as this slides around. See it locked there? If you don't have that there, it automatically does it, right? So if you hit $1.35 and you don't click, right? If you don't click somewhere carefully, or if you don't do that and you hit confirm and send, see, it immediately switches it back. So you got to be really careful with Thinkorswim. And I wanted to show you guys this because, one, I was mad because I had over $1 profit at that point on what was left, and just a little bit pissed off. But 50 free trades, it'll work out okay at the end. By the way, never be afraid to call up your broker and bitch and scream and get some free trades. Mike's Rule 101. When they screw up or you're not happy with it, call them up. All right, so let's go back over today. So Netflix woke up today. We've been seeing call buying the last couple of days, and I'm going to pull this up here. Right? If you go back, we started seeing, forget today, go back. You saw they hit the Jan 90, 195s, where they're buying them, okay? We've seen this before. We've seen them coming into some of these Feb 190 calls. They finally paid off today. Huge move. One thing to be aware of on Netflix, it very rarely gives 2 days in a row, but look at the volume today. Volume was awesome. Volume was key. This was a great, great trade. So I am now out of my 195s. I still have my deeply, deeply red in my other account, 205s. They made a nice little comeback today. I paid $6.70 for them. They're back to $1.40. I know, long way to go. That said, I now have the ability to start looking at them. And what I'll start doing with that one is I'll start looking to add, but not necessarily to that position, right? And the reason is the Jan 205s, they have a 20-cent delta. It's getting better, but the next time it looks like it's going to go, I may on that account buy some, maybe 200s at this point, maybe 195s. I'll have to look to see where it's at, but I'll add aggressively to bring it to even. Does that make sense? I will consider the 195s and the 205s one trade. And when those two balance out and get to zero, I will blow out of it or put stops in place real tight at that point. Hey, Chris, how are you, bud? Sorry, I haven't looked over here for a second. I was too busy being worked up myself. Nice, Chris. Well done, buddy. Yeah, of course it is, Chris. I was just showing you how it worked. I don't have anything left to sell there. I was just showing you how they like to change things around on Thinkorswim. So you're looking at that there. By the way, if you guys are watching this live, you can interact with me on chat and come on in. So anyway, my bad there today. Got a little bit screwed up, but still turned a red trade into a nice trade. What else today? Tesla, guys, I want to bring your attention to going into tomorrow. Tesla gave us a reversal candle, right? Right off of here, we came lower, we reversed, and now we're up into here. I'm not saying that we're going to run, but I will say this. Somebody thinks there's a bottom. They were selling the 280 puts. The Jan 26 280 puts were sold to open. That's very bullish. So somebody's trying to say there's a floor here on Tesla. There was some call buying as well in the name today. We saw the March 400 call swept a little bit here. One of the things I pointed out this morning was the open interest in the weeklies had gone up at the 320 and 325 strike, I think, yesterday. No, the 320 for sure, and the 315s. So see if you get some follow through on that one tomorrow. Twitter continues to act well, holding in fine here, just not getting the move we were hoping for this week, but that's why we're in March calls. We have plenty of time. Banks remain just lethargic here. They don't want them right now. They're still taking profits in them, so we haven't touched them. Goldman Sachs keeping an eye on it. It's trying to reverse. Still keep in mind we have the Feb 1 275 calls were bought earlier on that name. By the way, NBR, Feb 8 calls coming in as we're speaking. Looks like a swept too. 30K, another coming in behind, another 20K. Looks like about 50K total. So they're coming after this one. A little bit more behind it, another 50K block right behind it. So NBR Feb 8 calls. Block. A lot of stuff coming into there. So banks were out of play today. Yeah, NBR, nice little look. What else was going on today? Energy taking a day off. I like that. The more it rests up here, the better the chance it has of going higher. Let the 8-day catch up. IBB still not ready after yesterday's little reversal, but didn't fall apart. Held the 8-day. I still like this sector going forward here. The longer it keeps riding the 8-day like this, the better a chance I think we have for a breakout type move in it. What else we go over here, guys? A lot of stuff did round trips today. Facebook. Strong early, then a round trip today. So, you know, just maybe some window dressing and done. Apple was on our list this morning. We talked about it pre-market on our morning call, and it gave you a very quick move if you caught it. And then I kept tweeting out, you know, this 170, 175, it has to clear it and hold it. And it never cleared and held it and dripped down all day long. So we're not involved in it. I think Chris, you're an X. Yeah, Chris is an X. X today had a nice move early on volume, came in, it's working itself back up. This one I like a lot here. I just didn't want to buy it up here, but maybe I probably should have. I think March calls or take some time, get some calls that have time on these things. And that's the one thing I want to stress to everybody. If you're not a member of the service, but you're here, take time. Right now, the market has to work itself out. We've had a huge run this year. I don't know what January brings. And if anybody says they know what it brings, they really don't. The more people that keep saying we're going to see a Jan sell-off, the less likely I think we actually see one. But we could see a lot of chop here. And by the way, I love this market. If we were to go sideways and have individual names running, I'd be happy with that all day long and be happy to play that. So what else today? Pep. I am long some Pepsi calls here. I bought the March 135 calls. I bought them a little while ago at 0.47 cents. And I bought them because they came and they hit the Feb calls today. So what's been going on in this name? They've been buying this for the last couple sessions. You can see lots and lots of big buys into the name of the last couple sessions here. And today they came in, they just swept the Feb 125 calls. Most everything was blocks. This is one of the largest sweepers we've seen in the name. So I decided to go back to the March 135s and buy some of them. Small position for now, only about a quarter size, but enough to keep me in the game and to keep my eye on it. Chris is calling to me JPM. Let's go take a look. Is it working? Yep, JPM. Look at that, Chris. Nice look. Hadn't even looked at this all day long. Running. Notice what's starting to creep in here on all these names, guys. Earnings, 112. We're not that far away. What else is going on, guys? What else today can we talk about? We saw a bunch of weekly sweepers into MO, and they open. So I don't know what to make of this. Just going to point it out to you. Micron, they came. I'm not Micron. Altria, they came in. They bought a ton of these late today. The weekly 7150 calls. Watch this name for tomorrow. $90,000 worth. I don't know. Not a name I normally play. They came into weakness and they bought them here off the 21 day. Maybe somebody's expecting some news. As we're doing this live, market on close, the imbalance is plus 200 to buy. The last couple sessions, it hasn't really mattered as much. We saw the big selling last week, but now we're kind of in quiet mode. So we actually have seen a lot of selling in these markets. I will point out to you guys, the markets are holding in. We're holding the 8-day on the SPY. The Qs are holding the 21-day, right? Talked about this stuff this morning. And the IWM is holding the 8-day. So all this little gyrations and intraday stuff, really the markets are just resting nicely here. It's hard to get bearish when we're holding in like this. You know, the last couple of years we talked about, we saw big sell-offs the last couple of days of the year. We're not seeing that this year. In fact, we're seeing a little bit of window dressing on some of these names here at this point. So, you know, it's, I don't know. I feel like I'm rambling a little bit. They continue to buy FCX. We saw some action in low today, and low they actually came in and they rolled, right? But they're still buying more of this thing. And, you know, I'm not looking at these names. JP Morgan XDiv, thank you, Chris. So if you guys are playing JP Morgan, it goes XDivvy on 1-4. That means a 1-3. Get out of your calls. All right. So all in all, it was a very quiet day in the markets. Volume is low, what we expect. 31 million shares with 20 minutes to go on the SPY. So that tells you where we're at. So at this point, guys, relax. Take it easy. Tomorrow is the last day of the year. Don't expect much. If you get anything, love it. And, you know, if you find something, take small trades, try it. You know, Netflix, I love here, but will it give a day two? I don't know. If it gives you a day two, take it, run with it, enjoy it. You know, I said today early on, it doesn't have much resistance to 195, which is this area right in here. And then if it gets above that, 200 should be an easy shot for it. And then we'll see. Other than that, the option flow, quiet, not much. I'm very light right now with my trades. I want to thank everybody for being with me. I want to wish everybody a healthy, happy, and a profitable and prosperous new year. If you're not currently a subscriber to my service, I'd like to offer you guys a special. We're going to be running this for a while. But so for now, if you're interested, every morning we do a pre-market video, about 5 minutes long. Come on in. We talk about what we're looking at the day, what we've seen in the markets that day, what I like, what I don't like, what looks good. Throughout the day, all the flow on my private Twitter feed, the flow is updated all day long. News gets called out on there. My trades, entrance, exits, trimming, all that gets put on there. Charts, I go live sometimes when throughout the day when it calls for it. And then every night I do a recap video, which you're watching now, where we go over the day's action, what looks good here, what I'm swinging, recap of my trades on the day, and what I like and what I don't like in the markets, and how I think the markets are set up. And then once a week on Thursday nights, tonight, of course, at 6 o'clock, we do a subscriber-only webinar where you guys can come in and we can interact for a half an hour to an hour, depending upon what you guys have and what's going on, and talk about the markets in general and any questions you may have. I'm also very interactive throughout the day on Twitter, and you get all of me. Give me a try. If you've had a rough year, you're looking for somebody different, $25 for the first 30 days, first month, and automatically renews at 100. If you can't make $25 off the information and stuff I'm giving you guys, we have a really rough time. So with that said, I wish you guys all, Chris, thank you. It's giving me highly recommendations for my service. Chris, I appreciate that. Chris is doing really well this year. He's had a fabulous year. I wish you all a very happy, healthy, and profitable and prosperous new year. And I'll see you all on Tuesday, January 2nd. Take care, guys. Thank you, everybody.